Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to Morning Mindfulness with Drs. Diana Singh and Jessica Rizk. We hope you had a wonderful week and a restful weekend so far. So this is workshop number 4, where we will be discussing the importance of balancing your support networks. And we just want to make a quick note to say thanks so much to everyone that participated in the Q&A. It was a really great session, and we hope you all continue to join and share your experiences. Before we get into this week's topic, we're just going to quickly review last week.
So if you recall, last week we spoke about resilience and in particular the importance of resiliency, which we talked about as the ability to bounce back after being blindsided or overwhelmed by adversity. Resilience is also the capacity to adapt or recover in the face of some of these things that you see here on the slide. So adversity, trauma or tragedy, threats or harassment, stress, relationship problems, financial problems, health problems, and work or school issues. Again, one of the ways to improve our ability to bounce back is just to be fully aware that challenging and difficult events could happen to any one of us at any time in our lives. And it's important that we continue to consider how we might best cope with them. For many of us, the things that you see here on the list are going to be part of our lives, and we won't necessarily be able to avoid them or the kinds of stress that they bring, but we can learn to be more resilient, to choose how to best respond to stress. And building that resiliency in our lives really helps make us choose more positive things rather than negativity, and allows us all to feel, experience, and just move beyond stressors to a better quality of life, which we all enjoy and can deserve better.
And so we asked you to fill out the planner to recognize and explore your stressors. In particular, we asked you to look at what consists as significant life stressors in your life, whether it be social, health, work, etc. And we all have different stressors in different points of our lives, and we encourage you to check off everything that you feel you are currently dealing with now and what you anticipate you will be dealing with in the near future. And so just to make a note, there was no wrong or right answer here, and no correct way to feel about them.
And if you recall, we also talked about stress management. And so when it comes to dealing with stress and adversity, we all have choices that we can make. And these choices can be classified as one of the 4 A's that we talked about last week. So accept, avoid, alter, or adapt. So accepting the things and the people you cannot change, avoiding any unnecessary stress, altering the external situation, and adapting your inner thought processes. And these are all important factors to consider whenever you encounter stress.
Okay, so for today, we're now going to complete the section on balancing your support network.
So let me ask you a few questions before we begin and before you start filling out the planner. And we just ask that you sort of meditate on these questions, and these will be questions that we bring up again in the Q&A period. So how do you feel after you help someone? If you feel happy to help others and feel good doing it, do you also feel good about asking for help? If not, why not? Some of us were raised to believe that helping others was a sign of strength, but that asking for help was one of weakness. But do you actually think that people who ask for help are weak? Probably not. Resilience involves our need to connect with others. And all of us at one point or another are going to have times when we can offer help, but also times when we should reach out for help. There are times we need to be supportive, and there are times that we need to be supportive. Asking for help in our personal or our work lives is one of just a few ways that we can actually improve our resilience. And what we're hoping that you sort of think about today is that as you're filling out the planner, you might discover that there are actually more people than you are aware of who would be willing to help you. But again, not everyone can help you with every issue. If the first person you think about may be unable or unwilling to help you, there's always other people. There's always the possibility to try somebody else. If you yourself feel hesitant to reach out, just think about how you feel when you are able to help someone. Many people welcome the opportunity to help and are actually relieved to find out that we all do need help from time to time.
And so I'm just going to take a moment to share a quick story. So anyone that knows me knows that, I'm good at giving help, but I really suck at asking for it. And so one day I was having a conversation about it, and, someone asked me, why do you help people? And I said, well, because I want to make a difference. I care about people. And they asked, well, how does it make you feel? And I responded, well, it makes me feel good. So they said, so why don't you reach out? And I said, because I don't want to be a burden. And they responded, so you think people who reach out are a burden? But I replied, no, that wasn't what I thought about others. That absolutely wasn't. And, they asked about how I could have two different standards, feeling good about offering help by denying others the opportunity to feel good about helping me. And that conversation really turned my thinking around. Asking for help is a way to connect with people. What was surprising is it improved my ability to solve problems effectively, and it reduced my overall stress levels. The important point is you aren't actually resilient if you can't both give and receive social support. All of us at times when, we will have times when we can offer help and times when we should reach out for help. There are times we need to be supported and times that we need to be supportive. Asking for help in our personal or work lives is one of the ways we can improve our resilience. You may discover there are actually more people than you were aware of who would be willing to help you. But not everyone can help with every issue. If the person you reach out to is unable or unwilling to help, try someone else. If you feel hesitant to reach out, think about how you feel when you can help someone. Many people welcome the opportunity to help and are relieved to find out we all need help from time to time.
So at this point, we will turn to page 23 of the planner. As you can see here on the slide, where we're asking you to think about family, friends, associates, colleagues, neighbors, services, or just anybody or anything that you could potentially reach out to for help. And so in the middle, you'll see the different types of supports that are sort of prompts. And then on the left-hand side of this chart, we ask that you take a few minutes to list the names of people whom you can or who you do support for each specific task that is listed in the center column. So for example, some might make you laugh while others might call you on your stuff. Some might just agree with you and others might just do errands for you. So try not to limit everything to only one person, as that really does put a lot of pressure on that specific person. And then on the right side of the column, we ask that you list the names of people who you think could provide that support to you. And so again, try to include a variety of names so that you can create a diverse network of support for yourself. I think it's easy to just sort of rely on the same one or two people, organizations, because that's our comfort level. But we're asking you in this activity to think a little bit broader. Think more in terms of, people who you may not have asked for help before, because whether it's you were embarrassed or you're shy or you feel, again, like Dr. Singh's story, that you might be a burden, but we're asking you really to think sort of who have you not already called upon that you think you could support and that you think could support you.
And so, when you're filling out the planner, you might notice as you're filling it out and you're reflecting, you really never have to be alone when you need support. There's always someone who really wants to help, including a professional or a volunteer or organization. There's community resources that can be found in person, online, and over the phone. So take time to discover these supports now, so they'll be easier to find when you actually need them. And then when you need them, you can reach out. The Government of Canada highlights, various supports. They are listed on the slide here, and you may have more support than you first thought, and you might notice that. You might also notice that your support network is not as large as it could be, and that's okay too. This is not a popularity contest. We are fortunate if we have a few good people in our lives who will be there to help us. And if you don't have enough support in place, you can find them. This can include, joining a group, collaborating online or in person. You can volunteer or, find one person who needs your help and make a connection. You might be surprised. The worst thing they can say is no, right? But give people the opportunity to be supportive. So to help develop your network, look for opportunities to use your strengths to assist others. This can include, like I said, joining a group, collaborating online or in person, volunteering, or finding one person who needs your help. However you choose to build your support network, the more people you support, the more people you may also, have when you need them.
And so again, use this as a reflective opportunity. Who do we give support to, but also who supports us? Personally speaking for myself, there's people in my life who I know I wouldn't be the same person today without their continued support. So family members, my fiance, friends. Dr. Singh and I were both graduate students together, and I think I speak for both of us when I say, and Dr. Singh, let me know if I'm wrong in this phrasing, but that both of us sort of depended on each other for support. I know there's times where I was really, really stressed out, going through a lot of things where I could turn to Dr. Singh, and I know, and I hope vice versa, when Dr. Singh was stressed out, that I could be that sounding board. And so I think over the course of our journeys together, we both sort of were that support network for each other.
Oh yeah, absolutely. You were such a huge support to me, and we had a really special bond, and that I was really great. I'm really grateful for. So
yeah, and me too. And to this day, I think even though our lives have sort of moved past graduate school, and that we're both doing other things, that we continue to sort of depend and rely on each other for giving support and taking support as we need. And I think especially during this pandemic and during this adversity that we're facing, is probably now more important than ever to continue to draw on our support networks. And that just might mean phoning a friend when you're sad and having an off day, maybe reconnecting with a family member, maybe joining a support group, or connecting with like-minded individuals who share certain interests or passions that you can sort of share those moments together. And so whoever or whatever it may be, it's really important that you reflect on your support networks and continue to grow and to learn, to meet new people, and to depend on new people as well.
Absolutely. Okay, so we just have a few, we'll leave you with a few reminders. So please join us on Saturday. That's the 30th of May, 12 p.m. So we have our live Q&A sessions. The format has changed a little bit. You would know about that if you joined our previous sessions, and we've spoken about it in previous recorded workshops as well. And so the other announcement is that May 31st, 2020, we will be covering examining options and making good decisions. So that will be the next workshop. And then there is one more after that, and that would complete the series from us.
So as always, we want to thank you for tuning in on this lovely Sunday morning. And we just want to leave you with a final message to stay safe, stay healthy, and stay connected always. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Take care.